What's up, everybody? This video is a request from a subscriber who was looking for comic book publishers accepting samples from colorists, so I started the video tailored to them. However, after reviewing the list, I realized all these publishers are accepting art samples from all comic artists, not just colorists. So I figured I'll actually target the video to all comic artists such as pencilers, inkers, and letterers. And if you're one of those people, or you want to be one of those people, stick around, because I've got 10 publishers here that I'm going to go over. And for those who don't know who I am, I'm Lord Max Oven. I'm a comic book writer. I wrote It Eats What Feeds It, along with Liquid Kill. It Eats What Feeds It came out with Scout Comics a few years ago, and Liquid Kill is currently live with Whatnot Publishing. Issue 4 hits the shops later this month. So if you're interested in any of that or any of the films that I've produced, just go to hovencrow.com. The link is in the description. So the first publisher I'm going to go over is Boom Studios. Although they don't actually accept submissions, they give a really great paragraph stating how you can get noticed by them, and I feel their guidelines can be applied to pretty much all mainstream publishers, including Marvel and DC, and that's why I wanted to start with them. So I'm going to just read directly from their website. What they say is, our editorial team routinely searches for artists, including line artists, colorists, cover artists, and letterers, for projects they are working on. Our team proactively looks for new artists on various social media channels, example Instagram, Twitter, etc., art network sites such as DeviantArt or ArtStation, and artist websites. Our recommendation is to maintain one or more platforms online with your portfolio and make sure to update it consistently with your latest work. Not only will this allow you to build an audience for yourself, but will allow us to see how quickly and consistently you work. If you have published work from other publishers, self-publishing, webcomics, crowdfunding projects, or other publishing channels, make sure you include that information wherever you are sharing your portfolio online. So I thought that was just like a great insight for those that are seeking to get noticed by publishers, because if you can't submit, they are looking for you, and as long as you got great content that is consistently updated, they'll find you. So the second publisher I want to go over is Image Comics. Image is probably the biggest and most popular independent comic book publishers out there. It's known for Saga, The Walking Dead, and just a bunch more. If you don't know who Image Comics is, you probably don't even need to be watching this video. So on their website, they state that they accept inking, penciling, lettering, and coloring samples. They will be kept on file, and you may be contacted if and when the occasion presents itself. If your art-only submission is not kept on file, you will not get a response. So they also state, don't send original art because it won't be returned. And they accept, I believe, just like emailing them. As you'll see as I go through this list, not everybody is like equal in how they accept it. You can't just email one person. You might have to contact an editor or mail something physically. But that being said, I'm going to move on to the next one, which is Dynamite Entertainment. Dynamite is a major comic publisher known for Red Sonja, 007, Vampirella, and a bunch more. They accept submissions from anyone, but they require you first send them a query letter with some background info on yourself. And for artists, they do allow you to send them samples of your work, and they state, specifically for colorists, don't send samples colored over your own line art. Any flaws in the underlying black and white artwork will influence our opinion of your coloring. They have a lot more details on their submissions, and they have a specific submissions page, so I suggest you look that up. Number 4 is Dark Horse Comics. They make sure basically, if you don't know who Dark Horse is, they're another major comic book publisher. They're known for Hellboy and countless others. And they do accept submissions. They're a lot like Image, where they basically you send your samples directly to a submissions email. And here's what they state on their site. Make sure your last name is part of what you send. Make sure your full name and email address. When I say last name is part of what you send, they like each file you send them has a name when you send it to them or email them or whatever. Make sure in that file it has your last name in the file name. That's what they're asking. And they're also saying that in like any kind of text or images you send, make sure you let them know your full name and email address included in the text, because they can easily get probably lost with the crowd. They probably receive thousands of submissions, and they go into more detail upon the specifics of what they're wanting from artists. So I once again suggest you go to the website and actually look at the details. And they're one of those ones that you can just send your portfolio over to them in a simple email based upon their guidelines. Number 5 is Aftershock Comics. So Aftershock is a popular indie publisher known for horror and sci-fi comics like Dark Ark and Baby Teeth. They state, "We are currently only accepting submissions from pencilers and colorists. We are unfortunately not accepting submissions from inkers, letterers, or cover artists at this time." And then they give the details on how to submit your work. And that's another one where it's basically just you send it all in a file or series of files and send them over to by email. I apologize for my cat. I'm technically in his room. For those who have been watching me, they might notice I moved into a different room, and this used to be my cat's room. Yes, he had his own room, but it was mostly storage. Number 6 is Scout Comics. So Scout is a growing indie publisher that releases quite a few titles each month, mainly fantasy, horror, sci-fi, and children's. Their big titles include my own series, It Eats What Feeds It, Smoketown, Stabbity Bunny, and White Ash, a bunch of others. They release a lot of books a month, and they're mainly focused. Their pitches that they accept are mainly focused on like a full proposal for a book or like a whole creative team. But they do state on their website that they sometimes hook up artists with writers, and they accept portfolios and samples from artists. And they say inking, penciling, lettering, and color samples are accepted. We'll keep your submissions on file and may hook you up with other creators if and when the opportunities arrive, but be aware this is not what we're focused on. Number 7, I have Zenescope. So Zenescope is another big publisher that's been around for a while. They're known for erotic horror and fantasy that's based upon public domain characters like grim fairy tales, Snow White, Robin Hood, stuff like that. If you don't know who they are, look them up. And so they accept artists' submissions, and they have just real simple submission guidelines. It just says, please send 3 to 5 pages of finished artwork, a link to your portfolio, and a signed copy of their submissions release form to their email. And a lot of them are like this, not just these ones I have on the list, but you'll find that publishers, if they don't take unsolicited submissions, they will take submissions if you include like a release form that says, you're not going to sue them if they make something similar to what you send them. Number 8 is Mad Cave Studios. Mad Cave is another rising indie publisher that doesn't always accept submissions, only in select windows when they are looking for them. But regardless, and I think this is one of those windows where they're not accepting submissions, but every year they have a talent search. And this year, this 2023, they are looking for 1 writer, 1 illustrator, 1 colorist, and 1 letterer to work on an upcoming project. The search is specifically for underrepresented talent with a unique voice that has never worked with or been distributed by a major publisher. Each submission is based in the world of any Mad Cave Studios title, such as Black Cat, Battle Cats, Dahlia, In the Dark, Nottingham, Hunt, Kill, Repeat, etc. Each creator may send 1 submission, but keep in mind that the project you could potentially be working on may or may not be set in the same universe as your submission. The contest begins May 1st and runs until July 28th. So for those watching this as I release it, they still got time. You got until July 28th, 2023 to submit for the 2023 running. I believe they announce in August, and they only have 4 winners, 1 for each category: the writers, artists, colorists, and letterers. All right, on to number 9, Antarctic Press. Antarctic is known for manga style comics such as Rags, Gold Digger, some others. They accept samples and submissions, but state that they're looking for like a whole package deal. Someone versed in penciling, inking, and writing. Because of that, they only accept submissions and samples in the form of completed work. They state on their website, you must complete one issue, 22 to 30 pages of rendered, penciled, inked, sequential art. For physical submissions, make sure that these are not originals but photocopies. And they specifically state on their website they look for manga, anime style artwork, and because that's what their readers enjoy, and that's what most of their other published items look like. I suggest going to their website, Antarctic Press. And that's it on that. I got one more. The last one is Black Mask Studios. Black Mask has been a popular publisher for about a decade, maybe a little bit longer, but they have popular titles like Four Kids Walk Into a Bank, Destiny New York, Rogue State. And over the past few years, they haven't released that many titles, but that may have just been like due to the pandemic or something like that, and I think things are changing. So that may change, or it may just be my bad perception. Regardless, they accept submissions, and it still says that on their website. And in fact, they have an entire artist portfolio submissions page. It's like actually like a form that you fill out on their website itself. And that covers it as for publishers looking for portfolios from artists. So if you enjoyed the content, just like, subscribe, or whatever, and help me grow my channel so I can move on to more in-depth and fun videos. Thanks, guys. See ya.